mortgage is far beyond our expectation.
He's the safest way of owning a house.
My mouth is full of appreciation to Federal Mortgage Branch.
The Zonal and Branch Offices of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria have remained the first contact points between the bank and its customers. The branch offices have remained the places to go to for all the NHF registrations, collections, loan processing, as well as some loan disbursement. We have continued to bring you reviews of how various states have performed over the years. Tonight, we'll bring you another review of another FMBN branch office. This time, our focus is on Jigawa State. Welcome to another edition of the program, Everyone Deserves a Home. I'm your regular anchor on the program, Zulaihat Belagubir. We'll take a short break, and when we return, the program will begin with the FMBN Weekly Diary. Keep watching.
To improve transparency and accountability in managing the NHF funds, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has introduced *219#. *219# is a new way to know the status of your NHF contribution from anywhere. To use this service, dial *219#. Select 1 to update your contact detail. Press 2 to check your contribution status in any month up to the last 5 years. You can also use our mortgage calculator and bulletin board by selecting options 5 and 6 respectively. You can access other services by using direct shortcodes like *219*3# to retrieve your NHF number, *219*4*1# to check your last 5 transactions, and *219*4*2# to check your statement of account. No internet connection required, and it is available on all networks. *219#. Simpler, smarter, faster. Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. Everyone deserves a home.
Welcome back. Tonight on the News Diary, FMBN management denounces social media reports on fire incident at the bank. Also in the lineup, FMBN briefs new board chairman on bank's operations.
Following the unfortunate fire incident which occurred at the headquarters of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria on Wednesday, 9th February 2022, the bank has come out to assure Nigerians and especially NHF contributors that no sensitive department of the bank was affected. This is in response to social media reports insinuating criminal motives behind the fire outbreak. The managing director of the bank, Architect Ahmed Lengiwa, and other key members of the management team, while speaking to newsmen shortly after inspecting portions of the building affected, said the effects of the fire will not in any way hamper with the bank's operations as sensitive documents were not affected by the fire.
You can come and confirm by yourself. Not any sensitive department of the bank that was affected by this fire. The only place that was affected is the third floor, portion of the third floor, where we have some support staff.
The fire started about 11 p.m. on Wednesday, the 9th of February 2022, and the cause is being investigated.
On the 9th of February, we experienced a fire incident at the head office, but it was limited to only third floor. Luckily for us, a combined team of fire service from the FCT Fire Service, CB and other neighboring organizations combined with the staff of the bank were able to contain that fire and limit it only to the third floor. And the part of third floor that was affected is an area under the office of the SA to the MD. They don't have any essential document that was affected by the fire.
The board chairman, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Ayodeji Beleyi, has urged the management staff of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria to remain committed towards providing excellent services to NHF contributors. He was speaking during a comprehensive brief on the mandate, operations and activities of the FMBN by the management and group heads of the bank upon his assumption of work recently. Beleyi assured the management team of his commitment to work with them towards reaching the goals of the bank.
But remember one mantra. I drop another one today because I dropped one last week, which is service as a competitive weapon. You distinguish yourself in any area you find yourself in, whatever you are doing, by providing top-notch, top-quality service. You can never get it wrong. And you will always outwit competition in that regard if your focus is to ensure that you offer exceptional service quality as a competitive weapon against competition. However, we cannot annex the potentials of all of us in this room without us working together. Teamwork is going to be essential. Silos will not work for us in the medium to long run.
Managing Director FMBN Architect Ahmed Dangiwa, while speaking, welcomed the chairman to the FMBN and wished him a successful time in service.
We are hoping, as I have said earlier, that your appointment and pedigree will help the cause of FMBN on outstanding issues like recapitalization and passage of our bills before the National Assembly and other matters. Most importantly, Mr. Chairman, sir, I want to assure you of the unflinching support and cooperation of every member of staff and management of FMBN in helping you to hit the ground running and discharging your duties creditably.
Other executive directors also welcomed the chairman of the FMBN and pledged to work with him in transforming the mortgage system.
Prior to the current management being on board in the bank,
Each group of the bank, represented by the group head, was present to brief the chairman on its mandate and operations. The board chairman noted the need for availability of data for the housing sector if there must be remarkable changes in the sector.
Our governments at all levels need to do more.
The Managing Director, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, Architect Ahmed Dangiwa, has called on government at all levels to be more proactive in providing easy access to healthcare, especially to the low and medium income earners. He stated this while speaking at the World Cancer Day, which held recently with the theme Close the Care Gap at the Federal Medical Center, Abuja. Dangiwa stated that the country is lagging behind in providing adequate healthcare for people battling the disease. He then urged government institutions like NHIS and TET Fund to provide screening services and machines for quick detection and treatment, while also raising awareness about the disease. Dangiwa added that people living with cancer are in need of constant care and support to fight the disease, which is why, on his part, he will continue to contribute his quota by raising awareness.
Thank you for staying with us. In this episode of Everyone Deserves a Home, we'll take a look at the Jigawa branch office of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, what effort it has put in for its contributors, as well as see areas it is working on to improve its services so that more people will benefit from the NHF scheme. Keep watching as we measure the impact of the FMBN in Jigawa State.
With an estimated population of over 6 million people, Jigawa State is largely dominated by people in the public sector. The self-employed and the organized private sector have a minimal presence in the state. With a strong public sector presence in Jigawa State, the state is 100% compliant to the National Housing Fund scheme.
For Jigawa, the story is quite impressive and different. Jigawa workers, public sector workers, from state government workers, local government workers, have all rejoined and have all been contributing to the scheme.
There are over 46,890 contributors to the National Housing Fund in Jigawa State, with over 5.842 billion naira collected from the state. Last year alone, about 32 million naira was realized as NHF contribution in the state. But even with a small sector of the population being in the informal sector, it is the ambition of the Jigawa State Office to have its informal sector embrace the National Housing Fund.
The effort we are, in terms of sensitization, we are concentrating on our effort to see how we can bring in self-employed. We have self-employed, but it's not satisfactorily the level we are. But we are putting more efforts to see how we can bring self-employed and informal sector. But you can agree with me, Jigawa State is not a business-oriented state, so to say. So we have handful numbers of this informal sector. They are not as much as we expected, but that does not mean we will not reach out to them, or we are not reaching out to them to give them the awareness, to sensitize them, the need for them to join the scheme and do also benefit.
Having the informal sector join the scheme is not the only area of focus for the branch office in Jigawa State. It is also pursuing all avenues to see that more cooperatives join the scheme.
Areas of weakness in terms of sensitization has to do with these informal cooperatives and self-employed. So now I am trying to redesign my mobilization drive to watch and channel it towards these sectors, like I have mentioned, informal, self-employed, and cooperatives. But really, the performance wasn't something to write home about. But of course, Jigawa State, like I have said, is not business-oriented. But that does not mean they are not in existence. We'll go after them, we'll mobilize them, and see how we can bring them into the fold.
In fulfilling its mandate in the state, the FMBN has funded and completed a number of housing estates in the state. They are FMBN NLC TUC NECA Collaborative Workers Estate, providing 100 housing units, Godia Miyetti, and Scan Investments, providing 78 housing units. These, amongst others, are some of the estates provided by the FMBN for its contributors. In all of these, the bank has continued to work in synergy with its developers to ensure that these houses are built to quality while maintaining affordability. Some of the developers and other stakeholders speak on this aspect of the partnership.
We are building 100 housing units at Jigawa State. The project collaborates with NLC, that is labor, TUC, NECA. The contract duration is supposed to be 6 months, and the time started after the first disbursement. I think the first disbursement it was 3rd April 2019. So it's supposed to be 6 months. After that, I think we completed December ending.
Aside funding estates, there are other loan windows that NHF contributors can benefit from. The Home Renovation Loan is one such package that has benefited contributors in Jigawa. Over 1,668 people have so far benefited from Home Renovation Loan to the tune of 1.366 billion naira. Loans totaling over 340 million naira for about 360 applicants is currently being processed.
We hold on to the standard given to us by Federal Mortgage Bank. And I speak to you, this site was left for years, between 4 to 5 years. And take a look at the whole place. It's more of like, it's in fact no structures around, all the heavy breeze and whatsoever. When we came back last year, late 2019, that's about December 2019, before the COVID-19 issue came up, we still came back to this site to meet it the way we left it. I think this is a very good testimony that our work is superb. We have a very standard project here. So we just continue from where we stopped. No issue of trying to raise a particular, maybe let me say a particular structure that falls down or something of that nature, or a roofing, or no. Everything was the way we left it, and we continue from where we stopped.
Seeing is believing. Even you by mere looking, we can see the nature of the work. So we ensure that we did the work according to the specification. And Federal Mortgage Bank has engaged a consultant, architect and builder. So they are with us, I think, almost every week. They used to come twice in a week for them to make sure that we work according to specification given to us by them.
The Jigawa State Office of the FMBN is also focused on packaging more loans for its contributors in the state.
When you talk of NHF benefits in Jigawa State, it's not something that one can say is a hearsay. It's something that is practical. It's something that is people are having the feeling of NHF, especially workers. If you are not talking of the recently introduced windows, rent-to-own construction loan, the most viable that is going on here in the sense home renovation loan. We have reached a lot of workers. They have benefited as they are clamoring for more and more and more.
The rent-to-own scheme, though a new product, has been well received in the state. About 45 beneficiaries in the state are currently homeowners under this product. Some of them speak on the benefits.
I made documentation in Jigawa Savings and Loan for the repayment. All the requirements they needed, I already gave them. They are going to start repayment in the next month of August. They are going to, our tenure is 10 years for the repayment.
We are like counting before our baby is like 11 years, we are going to finish
the repayment
of the house. That's what we are planning.
The FMBN Branch Office in Jigawa State has also performed well in the area of refunds to retirees. As it were, over 1.051 billion naira has been paid as refunds to about 9,503 beneficiaries. The branch is currently processing about 227 NHF refunds. Beneficiaries of the FMBN in the state laud the scheme and how it has changed their housing situation.
What is the name of my grandson?
Suleiman.
That's a good name. May the Almighty preserve him.
Amen.
Now that your family is growing, this is the time for you to start thinking of a house of your own.
Abba, the thought of this has always been on my mind. To build a house now, you need a lot of money, and that is what is holding me back.
Sonny, what you need is a mortgage. NHF mortgage loan. With NHF mortgage loan, you own a house upfront and pay gradually over a long period of time.
Abba, I will go to the FMBN office right away.
Come join us at FMBN and let's shelter Nigeria together.
Kudos to the Jigawa State Office. We hope to see its efforts come to reality and have more people in the state have a taste of the benefits of the scheme. And now to our Dream Come True segment. We'll share the story of Yusuf Ahmed, a beneficiary of the NHF scheme from Katsina State.
The payment process is quite flawless.
It was unbelievable because I didn't know that they have such a scheme existing in Nigeria.
Is it true that I will get the house? No, why not? We met all the requirements, so we'll get it.
The joy of ownership is wonderful.
Yusuf Ahmed, who is a worker with the primary healthcare department in Katsina State, is a happy owner of a 2-bedroom apartment in Yusra Estate, Katsina State. He got to know about the houses from his place of work and immediately applied for one. After all necessary due process and screening, Yusuf was allocated his house at about 6 million naira only. He has lived in his house for about 6 years now and is very happy being a home owner.
It's more comfortable to have your own house rather than to stay. Even though me, I have never rent. Personally, I have my house, even in my town. I just voluntarily I come back to Kaduna. While I have it in Kaduna, even at home I have more than 5 houses of my own. But in reality, when I find in an urban area, it's more essential for me to come comfortably with my family.
Yusuf has about 14 years to repay his loan. He says it's not a problem for him because he has benefited from the scheme. Repayment is not an issue for him. For Yusuf, he has gradually modified his house to suit his taste.
But you can see I modernized something because actually I didn't receive it. A ceiling, but now it's POP. I changed a lot of even the windows and everything. I have changed it and modernized it.
The quality of work done on his house is satisfactory for him. He says he shares and enjoys a good relationship with his neighbors.
The quality is nice because I can't rate it since I'm not an engineer. But to me, it's very nice and fine.
Yusuf says he did not have to bribe anyone to get an allocation. He calls it a waste of time for anyone to try to bribe his way into getting an allocation. He praised the FMBN for playing a vital role towards making him a homeowner and called on Nigerians who are yet to benefit to give the scheme a trial.
Our question for the week is, what strategy is the bank exploring in actualizing its mandate in the face of current economic challenges?
Of course, we have reactivated our strategy plan. We've had to realign, we're in the process of realigning some timelines, but the activities have taken up. And the whole idea is for us to see how to expand the coverage of the bank. A major part of what we do has regards to the collection, the management and the administration of the National Housing Fund, to which Nigerians make contributions into. And this fund has served a very critical role within the housing space in Nigeria. It provides the lowest interest rates for mortgages at 6% interest rate. It provides a long tenure. Individuals have up to 30 years to repay on their mortgages, on their facilities, depending on their age. So everybody has up till 60 years to repay their facilities. And of course, the loan conditions are concessionary. They are easy to meet. The property you are buying remains the security for your facility. So you don't need to have additional security. So it's very convenient.
If you have any questions about the NHF scheme, kindly send them via text or email through any of our social media platforms. You can also reach the FMBN on their customer care line or online through www.fmbn.gov.ng. I'll be here again next week, same time, same station, for another exciting edition of the program. Until then, stay blessed. God bless Nigeria.